Thank you very much, Chair. Okay, respectfully, Minister, we have things just aren't adding up here. We have a public service that is saying that McKinsey is implicated. We have the media saying that McKinsey is implicated deciding the policy. We have two former ministers, one of them your predecessor, saying that McKinsey was implicated in deciding policy, poor policy at that, for your department. And you're writing it off. You're saying, I don't know anything about this. Did no one brief you? Someone must have told you where these numbers came from originally, because guess what? The media and your public service and your predecessor are saying they came from McKinsey. So whether or not you're aware, or whether or not you are willing to admit it or not, this is what everyone else is saying. And for you to even deny what happened previous to your arrival into this position, and I get it, you've only been there since December 2021. It's easy to say, oh, I don't know. Same with your deputy minister's only been there since September 2022. Really easy to say. I take no responsibility for anything that happened before me, because this is the picture that you're painting today. It sounds as though you are going against, it's either ignorance or denial of what the public service, the media, and your predecessors are saying. And that's not a good enough answer for me. That's not a good enough answer for the official opposition. That's not a good enough answer for, I believe, all of the opposition parties on this side of the table. And it's not a good enough answer for Canadians, Minister, that you would say, oh, I don't know. Everyone is saying this, but I have no idea about it. Now, your colleague on the other side of the table is trying to save your bacon while saying, oh, forget McKinsey. We're just here to talk about service delivery. Well, guess what? You're failing on that as well, with 2.1 million in the backlog. So even if you didn't create, even if you did create these targets, which everyone in the public service, the media, and in the former cabinet is saying, then no matter who created these numbers, you're failing. So you're failing not only in the historical background, the corporate knowledge, that having been passed on, or not trying to deny it, which everyone on this side of the table and those in the public service and the media believe that you're doing. In addition to that, you're also failing in the service delivery. That is, and there's no way you can deny that, regardless of the he said, she said, John Reynolds said this, someone else said that. You can't deny that. So, what do you have to say to Canadians when you are admitting you have no knowledge about the corporate background of the numbers and how you came to arrive at these numbers? You just show up here and be like, oh, I don't know. And then, as I said, your colleague tries to say, oh, well, we're about service delivery, and you're failing on that too. What do you say to Canadians regarding both of those things, Minister?
Mr. Chair, how much time do I have to answer this question? Because I would like to address it with ample time to dispel the many myths and, frankly, nonsense that I just was made to sit through.
Sounds like mansplaining,
you have less
Chair.
Time with that comment. Yes, I will repeat what I said earlier about decorum, Minister. You have 1:05, please.
Thank you. And I do have respect for my colleague who I've sat on committee with. What I find...
And I think you speak French very well. It's just as good as mine, which is not entirely bilingual, but a solid niveau C.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm working on it. So first, the allegation from your intervention, Ms. Kusie, that I can discern is that unnamed sources in either the public service or the media disagree with my immigration policy writ large. I don't know the nature of the allegation that you're making. If the allegation is that they disagree with my immigration levels plan, I have not seen a confirmed source. I don't doubt there are some people who have spoken out because they think differently than I do. If you and I disagree on whether doubling the level of immigration compared to 2015 is a good idea, we should have that debate on the floor of the House of Commons. With respect to my institutional knowledge of what took place during my time as an MP before I held this particular chair, I agree intensely with our government's immigration strategy. It has benefited my hometown. I'm very familiar with the policies that have been implemented from 2015 up until now and continue to support them. The particular issue that we're digging in on here is about two specific contracts in 2018 and in 2020 that were focused on moving towards
Minister.
A policy terribly, or a policy designed by McKinsey and executed terribly, Chair. Thank you.
I'm afraid that is our time. However, I